Hello my friends! The video of today is gonna be about morning stretches, which is my best way of starting the day. If you don't know me, I'm Frota and I'm a pole dance competitor and flexibility lover. So stay with me because we're gonna have a lot of fun together. It's morning and it's Sunday here in Helsinki. Actually, it's Sunday everywhere. The important thing is that we're gonna talk about morning stretches and why they are so important. If you think about it, it makes sense. We spend the whole night lying down on the bed, sometimes in one single position like... And we wake up and our muscles are all stiff. So it kind of makes sense to do something about it. And in this video, what we're gonna do is to bring this to another level. Now let's get started. The first thing we're gonna do is a few rotation movements. So starting with the head. Let's do 5 times for each side. And change sides. Now let's rotate the wrists. All the way up. And down. Elbows. 5 times is good. And to the other side. And now the shoulders. Now, last 4 rotation movements for this warm-up. Let's go with the hips and try to do kind of full body rotation. 5 to each side. And back. Yes. I like to do it with the hands up because it helps this part. Usually we focus just on the lower body and not so much here, but with this we kind of go all the way. So it's nice. Now we can go to the floor for our first stretch. One important thing about this kind of stretches in the morning is that my purpose is not to gain flexibility at this moment. The purpose is only to wake up your body and to tell your body that, hey, you have a long day to go. So when we are doing these stretches, let's not do anything too painful, too hurtful, and not for a long time. My morning flexibility routine takes 20 minutes. I know. You can do it in 10 minutes. I know 20 minutes is too much in the morning, but what I do is like I hold each of the positions for 2 minutes. But you can hold for 30 seconds and it's very good too, and you can do your stretching in maybe even less than 10 minutes every morning. That's pretty reasonable, right? Okay, so let's start now with our first stretch. We're going to start focusing on our back. So here's the position we are going to do. Here, I'm going to hold my feet and then I'm going to stretch my back, feeling everything here. And then you can focus on the part that you feel more stiff. If it's the lower back, you try to push a little bit more here. If it's the thorax, you can try to force more. So we can spend 30 seconds in this position. Now we're gonna do the opposite. we're gonna do a cobra position. Let's keep the hands by the side of your chest and then take a breath and breathe out, bringing your body up. Again, we are going to stay 30 seconds in this position, and you can also focus on what part of your back feels more stiff. If you like, you can twist a little bit for each side. Let's remember one more time that the intention here is not to gain flexibility, it's just to wake up the body. So if you notice, my lower back is so stiff, it's always so stiff. But in the morning, it's even worse. So I have to push very little so I don't hurt myself. So yes, if you have seen me before doing these crazy tricks like Eagle and Rainbow Marchenko, it's because it took me like 2 hours of warm-up before. Sometimes I wake up in a hurry because maybe I snooze too much, I don't know. And then what I do, I have a little secret. I go to work with a very soft pair of pants and then I do a little bit of stretching in the toilets too. Just like 5 minutes. Because you know, if I don't do any stretching in my morning, I know that my day is gonna suck a little bit. Now, let's move on to one of my favorite morning stretches. The splits. So the splits are good if you're already a little bit advanced, intermediate, advanced, if you can do the splits. But if you can't, if you're still beginning, if you're starting to work on flexibility, stay with me because right after I'm gonna show the version for beginners. So let's get into a split. Yes. As long as it's still comfortable, you know, just feel some mild pain. I like to do the splits in the morning because, again, when we are in a rush, it works on two muscles, main muscles at the same time. It goes on your hip flexor group and also on the hamstrings. So yes, let's stay 30 seconds in this position. Now, of course, let's do the other side. Both sides need to be stretched. You can try to hold your legs like this to keep your hips squared. Now, I'm gonna do the version for people who can't do splits yet. So if you already did your splits, you can advance in the video, or you can also do this version too. It's always good to press a little bit more. What we're gonna do for that is to work out separately hamstrings and hip flexors. So let's go with the hamstrings. here. Try to flex your foot. Gotta feel a good stretch here. And now hip flexors. Gotta feel the stretch right here. Let's stay also 30 seconds. You can change the position of your leg a little bit from one side to the other to feel where is more stiff, and then you stay there. Changing legs. Now hamstrings. Take a breath, breathe out, and stretch. If you don't feel that this is stretching enough, try to bring your glutes, try to bring your butt to the ceiling. Like, ah, you're gonna feel a deeper stretch. And hip flexors. If you've been following the channel, have you noticed something new? Yes, I got new white curtains. Yes, I had the black ones before and my black hair always disappeared. So I had two options. I could maybe dye my hair blonde or I could change the curtains. So yes, guess what I chose? Now, next exercise is an exercise that I like to do in the morning because I usually forget to do it in my practice. It's stretching for the glutes. For that, we are going to need, at least I'm going to need a little support for my knee. I'm gonna go get it. This is a pillow, a super fancy knee support. What I like to do is, the position is like this, and I put the pillow under my knee, because if I don't, I start feeling pain on the knee, and we don't want that. When we stretch that, that's the position we're going to make. And you try to go down. Then you have to feel stretching on your leg, on your glutes, but not on your knee. If you start feeling that stop, then you get some support or you don't do it at all. Now let's stay 30 seconds in this position. Now, let's change to the other leg. We're almost in the end of our morning flexibility practice. Now for the next one, well, I don't need this anymore. We are going to stretch the sides of our body. So we're gonna open a straddle, okay, on your limit. It doesn't need to be a super wide straddle. And then you're going to pull your body to the side and try to feel the stretch all the way on the side of your body. Let's stay 30 seconds. If it's possible, you can hold your foot with your hand. And back. Now let's do the other side. And let's remember trying not to lift the hips from the floor. Try not to do this. Stay with your hips on the floor and then just go with your body to the side. And back. I hope you're feeling well by now. I already feel a lot of difference in my body from the 10-15 minutes ago when I had just woken up. It's important to remember that this moment in the morning is not for gaining flexibility, at least not for me. If you want, you can do it. But I don't use these moments for gaining flexibility. I use it just to prepare my body for the day that is coming and to tell my body like, hey, you have a lot of work to do today. So that's why we can do it for just 30 seconds. We don't need to do for 5 minutes each position, and it's just fine. Now my last exercise and favorite one, if you already know me, of course, it's the middle splits. So since we're already here in the straddle position, we take a deep breath and breathe out. And then walk your hands to the front of your body. You can hold with your elbows in front of you because again, it's morning stretching and you don't need to go hardcore at this moment. So if you're already feeling some stretch here, you hold your body and you count 30 seconds. But of course, if it's comfortable, you can go as far as possible. Now, if you have still some part of your body that you feel that it's not stretched enough, something that you're feeling particularly stiff, just choose one position, your own choice, where you feel you need to work a little bit more so that you can finally start your day. I'm gonna choose to do a bridge because it stretched my whole body and shoulders. So I'm gonna get into the bridge. You get into your own position. I don't know if you noticed, but the year of 2019 was quiet here in the Splits Project channel. And that's because I was super busy, I was working and practicing for competitions at the same time. But at the moment, I don't have competitions coming soon, just in the second half of the year, so I can dedicate to do a few more tutorials and fun videos for the channel. How about that? Now that your body is properly woken up, we can go get some breakfast and start the day. See you next time!